Last year, nyo nakuha ang DDS, no? I think some of you were under, I think I handled DDS Lec last year. Meron ba dito sa inyo under me sa DDS Lec? Kindly raise your hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. So this is just a review, ha? Okay. So as an introduction, let us try to define what is DDS. So pharmaceutical dosage form and drug delivery system is a subject area that belongs to the branch of practice of pharmacy known as pharmaceutics. Kaya nga in your SRF, pharmaceutics 201, pharmaceutics 203 ang manuf. So they are both under pharmaceutics. So ang pharmaceutics is the design and manufacturing process of drugs, dosage forms, tests, and other important aspects concerning the creation of drugs. So this subject is one of the core subjects in pharmacy because it involves the basic knowledge on how you are going to make your drugs. If you can remember in DDS laboratory, we made although dili siya face to face, but we made kanang products that are lang siya kanang basic products, like for example aspirin tablet, ferrosulfate capsule, and we made mga ano ba yung ginawa namin last STEM under sa DDS. So just to introduce to you how these drugs are made, so we start with the basic principles in the making of drugs. After Ana, we go to manufacturing. So a little bit higher in terms of the content. So sa manuf, you will be introduced into the how is it done inside the laboratories, what are the basic principles, what are the things that you need to understand and to know with regards to manufacturing processes, no? So yan. Okay. So let us first define drugs. So drug is an agent intended for the following purposes. So you all know, you should know this, ha? So diagnosis, mitigation, treatment, cure, and prevention of diseases, not only in man but also in animals. So we use drugs to diagnose a disease. We use drugs to mitigate or kanang para maunsa na ang whatever disease no na meron. Tapos mitigate is meaning to use it para anong tawag dyan eh? Kanang pakialaman kung baga. Then treatment, cure, and prevention. But more the things that we consider in drug delivery system is more on the treatment cure. So, diba, mo palit og tambal ang pasyente kay nay sakit, so para ma-treat sa iyang sakit. Treatment, a cure kung like kung if it is an infection, so you can cure the infection. Treatment would mean like for example, if the patient is hypertensive or diabetic, so he or she should take the medication as a treatment for the disease. So, because dili ma-cure, ha? There's a difference between treatment and cure. So, ang treatment is para lang dili mag-progress o mag-worsen ang condition, dili magkaroon ng complications. And prevention, because vaccines, right? So, immunization uses vaccines, and vaccines are made inside the laboratory, the manufacturing firm. So, it is used for prevention. Or your drug is also tawag nito, defined as a medicine or other substance which has a physiological effect when ingested or otherwise introduced into the body. Okay. In the making of drugs, there are what we call excipients. So, but what is the most important part of a drug? Anyone? It's not the excipients. Ano yon?
Active ingredient, ma'am.
Okay, so yes, active ingredient. So, So, active ingredient. So, but give me an active ingredient, Sheila. Any active ingredients, Sheila? Miss Elansan?
Paracetamol po.
Okay, paracetamol. Okay, so paracetamol is the active ingredient, but we cannot make paracetamol into a specific dosage form. So meaning, hindi natin siya pwedeng gawing tablet, hindi natin siya pwedeng gawing syrup if walang excipient. So we need excipients because, like for example, sa inyong paracetamol, 500 milligram tablet, ba? So you need 500 milligram of the drug to have the effect. But we cannot give you the 500 milligram kay gamay ra kay na siya. Yeah, powder pag yun. Yeah, so pait pag yun siya. So dili siya i-take sa pasyente. So what we do is that we make it into a dosage form na tablet sa adult, syrup sa children, drops sa babies. So to be able to make it into a dosage form, we need excipient. So your excipients are the inactive ingredients which is present in the dosage forms. And this can include your vehicle or solvent if you are going to make a syrup. So sa syrup, simple syrup ang vehicle niya or solvent. Suspending agents kung suspensions. Lubricants and binders kung solid dosage forms like your tablets or your capsules. So depende sa dosage forms, no? We choose our binders, we choose our excipients depende sa dosage form. Okay. So ngayon, ano naman yung dosage form? So the dosage forms, these are formulations which contain a specific quantity of the active ingredient in combination with one or more excipients. So, meron siyang active ingredient like paracetamol na example, then we combine it with one but it's not only one, usually more than one excipient. So another meaning is the means by which drug molecules are delivered to the sites of action within the body. For example, if you can have it oral, usually oral man gyud ang atong mga dosage forms. Di ba? Inom mo sa pasyente. Pwede rin natin gawin ang dosage form na parenteral. So when we speak of parenteral, lahat na, which includes intravenous, intramuscular, intradermal, intrathecal, intraspinal, lahat yun, they are parenteral. So we make a dosage form na parenteral. Like for example, may mga drugs that cannot be made into an oral dosage forms because if they're taken in and once they get into the GIT, they will be degraded by the enzymes present in the GIT. So useless rin if that will happen. So these drugs are given through parenteral route, usually intramuscular, no? Intramuscular. Yan siya. So dosage form is generally related to the pharmacological effects of drugs such as the desirable and undesirable effects. Now, always remember na ang isang gamot, kahit paracetamol pa yan siya, meron talagang desirable and undesirable effects lahat ng drugs, no? Always remember that all drugs have desirable and undesirable effects. So, wala tayong drugs na walang undesirable effects. Lahat meron. Okay? Because it comes with it. Na-adjust siya, innate characteristic of the API. Now, there is also what we call drug product. So you have to know how to differentiate this one, dosage forms, drug product. So ang drug product naman is considered to be the final dosage form. So yung drug product mo, kung ano yun siyang ibigay mo na sa pasyente. So, is it a capsule? Is it a tablet? Just like in the picture, di ba? So yun siya. Mauna siya. So that's the final So it's the final dosage form that contains the API with one or more other ingredients. So pag sinabi nating syrup lang siya, so drug product yan siya na, syrup, capsule, but they are the dosage form pa rin siya, but the drug product is the final, no? Yun talagang inumin na ng pasyente or i-take na ng pasyente. What about drug delivery system? So, when we speak of drug delivery system, we refer to it as the way by which we give drugs to the patient. So, sa paanong paraan natin siya ibibigay sa pasyente. So, that's delivery. How do we deliver the drug? So, and we have to consider always that we have to deliver the drug in a safe, efficient, reproducible, and convenient manner. Okay? So, kailangan ma-secure or ma-ano natin, tawag nito, ma-assure natin ang pasyente na when we take the drugs that we make, it has to be safe, but safe in the sense if taken in the right manner. Kasi kung hindi naman right manner, dili dyan na siya safe. But efficient, no? Meaning it can give the desired effect. So, I have a question, but I want somebody who will volunteer to answer me. Di ba sabi ko, ang inyuhang built-in, ang inyuhang inyuhang kanang oral recitation. I'm taking notes dito. Yes, mga ano.
Nag-react lang po ako ng like, ma'am.
Ay, ikaw mag-answer. Luis.
Later na lang, ma'am.
Wala makaka-question. If you can't answer, I'll give you naman just like the oral recitation, di ba? Yung iba, another question ko, adjud ka answer sa kuanso, ana. Sige, manghanap, answer me. What do you think is the most? Ayaw mo pa?
No pong question, ma'am.
So you are, okay. Among all the characteristics of a drug product, what do you think is the most important that we have to consider? Pinaka-importante talaga yan siya na i-consider natin. Mga ano? You will pass your, mga ano?
Later na lang po ako mag-answer, ma'am.
O, Kablinda.
For me po, ma'am, the most important one for the drug, ma'am, is how effective it is, ma'am, for its job po, ma'am. Like how it utilizes its active ingredient, ma'am, for the specific drug that it's used po, ma'am.
So effectivity sa imuha. Atensya.
Yes po.
Okay, atensya sa imuha.
Hello, ma'am. Audible po ba?
Ha?
Audible po ba?
Yes, we can hear you.
Akin, ma'am, kay mag-start talaga siya mismo sa manufacturing. I'm talking about the quality of the drug mismo, ma'am. Kay kung nadaot siya
But characteristic man, Nathan, excuse me. I'm asking of the characteristics. So I know we understand na when we do the drug inside the manufacturing, lahat na considered. But among those, ano dapat ang pinaka-importante?
Siguro, ma'am, ang iyang drug profile, ma'am, ang iyang pharmacokinetics, ma'am, kay kung diligid siya kung diligid mag-follow ang iyang pharmacokinetics, for example, ang absorption niya, kay ano din siya kanang weak ang delivery sa drug, ang ma-attain na gamot na pasyente kay dili enough, so basin mag-underdosage, then kung pangit din ang quality, paminsan yung drug kay pwede rin siya ma-overdosage, so bad po siya both ways. So yun po pharmacokinetics yung drug profile po.
Okay. What about Escalona?
Am I audible?
Yes.
For
Ano
me,
sa'yo?
ma'am, kay dosage form or like paano pa i-deliver ang drugs.
And characteristic ba ng dosage ng drug product ang gina-ask ko? Ano na characteristics dapat ang pinakauna nating i-consider when we make drugs?
Kuan, I think yung therapeutic dose, kung
Those?
how many milligrams na maka-effective siya o how many milligrams na maging kuan na siya toxic, like may therapeutic window siya.
Okay,
I-consider
sige.
yan.
Sige, thank you. Sino yung sunod gani nag-raise ng hands? Hindi mo ko ka-remember. Castillon? Castillon?
Ma'am,
Yes, what's your
para
answer?
sa ako, ma'am, kay if palatable ang ma'am, drug.
Palatable.
Yes po.
What about mission?
Hello po.
Ha?
Hello po.
Yes.
If yung tama po yung active ingredient for the specific yung desired na i-treat niya po or i-cure.
Okay. Guzman.
Good evening po. Para po sa akin yun is yung safety po yung drug from the first po yung drugs po kay gigawa to treat and cure yung mga sakit. So para po ay yung pinaka-important po is safety kasi po it ensures na yung mga patient natin kay ma-receive nila yung intended na therapeutic benefit po.
Okay. Sulat na ako tanang nag-raise kay para kamo na akong tawagon isa-isa sunod. Okay, so among your answers, so the most important thing that we have to tawag nito to consider when we make drugs is safety. Always remember that. Kasi ganito yan, di ba? I hope you remember in drug delivery na pag maghimot ag tambal, in the beginning, we have to know if it is safe. Kasi, kung dili siya safe at the beginning, like, safe siya sa pasyente ba? Like, dili siya toxic, di ba? So, kasi, we all know na effective ang drug, but how safe is the drug? So, we have to know the safety. So, kung at the beginning, dili siya safe, then we will not go with the further test. Like for example, na kay plant, kay crude ingredient, imong i-test sa animals. Animals man gyud ang una i-test, di ba? Do you remember how many phases? Sige daw, be. Florence. Kasi Florence man to sunod ni Florence. Lawrence. Namuman dito ani glass cheese.
Yes, ma'am.
How many phases do we have to follow in drug when we make drugs? There are how many phases? Para ang product
4 phases.
mabaligya din siya. Pila?
4 phases.
4 phases. Okay, tama
binigay ko.
siya. Can you name the 4 phases for us, Lawrence? Sige, give me one, Bukalon. Pang nawagon ako ng mga Bukalon? Ano naman sa Bukalon? Kirubin, give me one. What is the first phase? Ansayin mo na to sa phase 1.
Drug discovery po, ma'am.
Phase 1? Okay, you have phase 1. That is what we called as Sige. Sige, ani na lang. So we have 4 phases. Okay, so 4 phases. First is we have our drug product. Tapos, we test it for the, ang una na itong ginatest is for the safety, right? Safety of the drug. So, pag humans anang safety, effectivity sa drug. So, we give it to, we have preclinical trials in phase 2, no? Preclinical trials. So, sa preclinical trials, we give it to animals. Pag safe siya sa animals, we do phase 3, which is the clinical trials, wherein we give our drug to the to humans. Kasi dili jud siya, it does not mean that if it is safe in animals, it is also safe in man. So there are times na dili. The data from animals do not really kumbaga it does not always hold true na safe po siya sa tao. So that's why we do clinical trials. And after the clinical trials, we have the post-marketing surveillance, wherein nabaligyan na ang drug sa market kasi after phase 3, mabaligyan na siya. But we do surveillance to know of other side effects, other undesirable effects na wala na po nakita during sa clinical trials because limited lang man ang number of persons sa clinical trials and merong mga categories of kinsa ang dapat tagaan ng mga individual. Right? So that is why post-marketing is very important. Okay, I hope you remember that, huh? So the question now is why? Why do we need to have our drugs made into a dosage form? Kasi to protect the drug substance from the destructive influences of atmospheric oxygen or humidity. So, ang mga tambal, they are sensitive. The API of our drugs are sensitive. And when we make it into a tablet, syempre, nakakompress siya, pero exposed pa rin yung outermost part ng tablet. And sometimes, the effects of oxygen, or if the place is humid, pwedeng ma-degrade ang mga gamot. So that is why we have to coat them. So we do coating of tablets. So the coating can be sugar coating or film coating. So example is your sartans or your ARBs, your angiotensin receptor blockers. So it is film coated. Kasi ang sugar coated is para sa Enervon, no? So usually this is film coated. Para lang once ma-open siya, dili dayon siya maano, no? Kasi pag humanugin mo sa tambal, i-process pa man na into ka ng i-package and everything. So di man dyan na ingon nga pag human package, usually we make the drugs and then ihatag dito sa area sa manufacturing kung saan ipa-package, di ba? Another is to protect the drug substance from the destructive influence of gastric acid after oral administration. We have drugs na pag ininom natin, once they get into the GIT, especially sa stomach, ang kanyang side effect is hyperacidity. So to protect that, kailangan instead of them being absorbed in the stomach, kailangan sa intestine na lang. Kaya para dili siya kasi di ba remember the stomach is already acidic in nature because of the presence of hydrochloric acid. Tapos inom kag tambal, increase ang acidity, so maghapdos imong tiyan. So to answer that concern, we coat our tablet with something, with a chemical that can only be dissolved in the intestine, in the alkaline area of the intestine. So that's your enteric-coated tablet. Another reason is to conceal the bitter, salty, or offensive taste or odor, because most of the drugs are bitter in taste. That is why we make them into a flavored syrups, because syrups contain lots of sugar. So the sugar can mask the taste. Or if it is not syrup, if it is a suspension, we add flavors just to mask the taste of our drugs. Lalo na pag sa mga bata, because children will not drink it. But during my time, wala dyan flavoring ang among mga tambal. So pag painumin mig tambal, magginukdanay pa sa mama kay ngano. Di man mo inom kay pait. So yung ganyan. And also capsule. So sometimes we make it into a capsule para dili kasi may mga drugs na hindi mo pwede i-compress. So pag hindi mo siya pwedeng i-compress, you make it into a capsule. Kasi kung powder ni mo siya inumon, pait kaayo, di ba? If you try to see inside of the capsule, it contains powders or granules. So di man ani mo pwede inumon kay pait. So we make it into a capsule para pag agi sa ato ang tang, we cannot taste the bitterness of the drug. Okay, mo slide laman ang capsule. Also to provide liquid preparations of substances that are either insoluble or unstable in the desired vehicle. Now, there are drugs that are unstable in the presence of liquid vehicle, liquid substance. Or there are drugs that are insoluble. So, depende, either insoluble siya sa liquid or unstable sa liquid. Pero kailangan natin gumawa ng liquid dosage form of these drugs. Why? Because our patients are children. And we cannot give them tablets or capsules. They cannot swallow that. So, wala tayong choice. We need to make it into a liquid preparation. But then again, since we cannot we have to make it into a liquid preparation. So the only way for us to be able to do that is to make it into a suspension. Kasi nga, for example, insoluble. So we make it into a suspension. No? Para lang siya maging ano talaga, liquid. So yun, that's another reason. Another is to provide clear liquid dosage forms of substances. Like solutions, like our parenteral. Can you imagine being tagaan kag dextrose, unya ang color is dili siya clear, no? Usually they are clear, no colored. Usually naay colored solutions lang if we add something into the preparation. Depende sa case ng pasyente. But these parenteral preparations, large volume parenterals are colorless in nature and they should be clear. Okay. To provide rate control drug action. The problem with taking oral medication is patients' adherence to the drug regimen, to how administration, no? So, muna ang pinaka-problema because patients sometimes kapuyan. So, what we do is that instead of the patients taking the drug twice a day or thrice a day, we made a dosage form that they have to take it once a day, but it can give the whole day amount of the drug. For example, meron tayong mga like extended release products, XR, ano pa yan, mga controlled release tablets natin, sustained release. Kasi nga, yung pasyente, we do not want them to skip a dose, but we want them to have the complete dose in a day. So para dili, like for example, nagtrabaho, so in the middle of the job, makalimot, diba? Or hassle sa kanila. So bigyan natin sila ng one drug, one dose lang, but the content of that drug is equivalent to 3 or 2 doses. So we design a dosage form in the first layers of the tablet, for example, will be released the moment you take it. So, i-release niya. So, it will have an effect to the patient. But the core, the inner layer of the tablet or the core of the tablet will not be dissolved until after 8 hours or after 12 hours. So, meaning, that the patient took the drug at 7 a.m. So, part of the tablet, ma-release niya ang API. So, the patient will benefit from it. And after 12 hours, the remaining content of the drug will then be released also for another dose. So that's the reason why we have controlled release tablets. Another is to provide optimal drug action from topical. So hindi naman lahat ng drugs need to be taken orally. If na-skin infection, local pa lang, dili systemic, it would be better if we can give a drug direct to the site of infection. Diba? So for local, topical administration, so we give ointments, creams, or transdermal patches. To provide insertion of a drug into the body orifices, so like suppositories. We have sometimes a drug must be in a suppository form because these drugs are needed by patients. Like for example, if the patient is a child and sige suka, tapos so pinainom mo ng paracetamol, gisuka man niya. And kasi ang bata kahit adult pag nagsuka ka, huwag mong bigyan ng anything within 4 hours. Our mentality kasi pag nagsuka, di ba? Ay, pakaunon kay gisuka ang gikaon. Isuka gyapon na niya because the GIT is very motile, no? Motility, ang motility sa GIT is kanang taas kayo. So, iyan, expel. So, iparest na nimo siya. So, dapat dili. Pero, like for example, gikalintura ang bata, gisuka niya, di man pwede nga hulat ng 4 hours para tagaan og paracetamol. Because there is a need, no? There is a need. That is why we give it through a suppository. So, yan. Another if the patient is non-ambulatory, kumbaga walang malay, ganon, or any condition that would permit the suppository use, no? Kasi hindi siya pwede oral take. Hindi, but there's a limited number of drugs that can be made into a suppository, hindi lahat, no? Hindi lahat. Antibiotics are never made into a suppository, no? Walang, except if the condition is doon mismo sa rectum, no? But for other infections, usually it's oral or injectable. To provide placement of drugs directly into the bloodstream. Injections are given if we want a rapid effect. Like for example, if a patient is brought to the hospital, tapos kailangan ng pasyente, kunyari may infection, and the patient kailangan talaga niya mabigay sa kanya yung amount that is needed to have the initial effect. Usually we give a loading dose and we usually give it through an injection, no? Or kung ang patient nag-diarrhea or nagsuka, dehydrated, so we need to give dextrose, and usually it is through IV ang dextrose, intravenous. Diba? Kay maluya og samot ang pasyente. So, case to case, no? To provide optimal drug action through inhalation, especially in asthma. So, for asthma patients, and they are nag-atake ang asthma, hindi natin pwedeng painumun og tambal because kung oral, the drug will have to be dissolved, will have to be disintegrated before siya ma-absorb, before ma-distribute, saka magkaroon ng aksyon. Imong pasyente naglisod na ginhawa. So, kailangan na inhalation or puff, di ba? Aerosol, di ba? For those of you na asthma, pag mag-atake, 1 or 2 puff of the aerosol na inyong medication is enough to relieve the congestion or the inflammation in the bronchioles. So, depende yun na siya, no? Anesthesia are given sometimes through inhalation. Okay. So what are the major types of dosage forms? So we have solid, liquid, semi-solid. Mo dyan ang tulo. All other dosage forms na wala na belong dere are specialized, but these are the 3 major. And if you notice, number 1 is the solid dosage form. So most of the products that we sell in the drugstores are in solid dosage forms. Next are liquid, and third are the semi-solid. So we go to the solid dosage forms. Powders. So these are mixtures of finely divided drugs or chemicals which can be used internally or externally. So give me an example of this, Miss Kirobin. Any powder na tambal na imong nabalaan? Miss Kirobin?
Yes po, ma'am. Wait lang po, ma'am.
Anong maisip niyo? Sige. powders. Ha? Sige, mission.
Ang mga suspensions po, ma'am.
Powders lang ga. Blinda.
Apil na ang kanang murag electrolytes, good ma'am, na kailangan nimo i-mix with water, ma'am. Kapag
Yeah.
palito.
Give me a specific name.
Kanang salts po, ma'am.
Specific name sa tambal na powder. Wala kay mabalaan? Wala kay mga pangalan?
Wait kanang sa taga to katong ginagamit ako. Electrolyte powder, maganda ko makita po, ma'am.
Sige, okay. So, electrolyte powder, yes, they're in powder. So, like, mga hydrite, kana, no? Sige. Sige, panawagon lagi yung tanan. Nag-record man ko dire. Panawag ko before mo answer. Sige, so muna siya. Okay, powders. So, powders ta ha. So, with powders or oral rehydrating salts, yes. Cocaine, ma'am. Yeah, powders si cocaine, but we do not use them as, but they are in the powder form. Tama, no? Tama. So, meron nag-answer ng cocaine. Tama po. Okay. Sige. So, we go to comminution. Kanino maglisod yung pronounce comminution process. So, this is the process of kanang decreasing the size of your drugs, of your powders. So we have 4 processes: trituration, pulverization, ligation, and milling. So the most common is trituration. So we do triturate by the use of mortar and pestle. So kailan mo unsa dyan ng mortar and pestle, di ba? So we triturate. So kung mag-triturate ta, ang end product nato is mugamay ang size sa powder. So that's the purpose. Kay lain po kayo og dagko kay ang powder na atong inumon. Diba? Then we have pulverization by intervention. So again, we use mortar and pestle here, but we add a solvent. The solvent should be volatile, meaning nag-add ka og liquid para lang mas easy mag-pulverize sa powder, but the liquid that you added, since it's volatile, it will just evaporate. So that's the ano. So meaning, dili siya ma-appeal dito sa imong product, sa imong powder, because it will evaporate. Then ligation. Ligation is the same with trituration. You triturate in ligation, meaning you use your pestle, no, to decrease the size of your powders, but we add a ligating agent. Now, for ligation, we use a non-volatile, non-solvent. Kaya sa pulverization, ang atong gigamit volatile nga solvent. So meaning, mo evaporate. With ligation, dili. Okay. Sige. Manguta na ta ninyo. Archie, what is the common ligating agent that we use? Archie, Miss Diamond, Archie.
Hello po, ma'am.
Yes, ano ang common ligating agent na ginagamit natin?
Petrolatum po.
Hindi. Luna. Miss Luna?
Hello, mineral oil po, ma'am.
Okay, mineral oil. Sige lang, ako pag maka-answer mo isa, okay na. Ang uban, balik-balikon para maka-answer. So, mineral oil, ha? Mineral oil ang atuang ligating agent. Common use ligating agent. Then, another comminution process is milling. So, for milling, we use a machine. we can use a kanang rotary cutter, we can use a hammer, we can use a roller mill, so depende no sa ato unsa. Like kung dagko jud kayo ang size, so dili pwede nga gamitan lang nato mga cutter, so i-hammer na gyud na nato. So yan, so that's your comminution processes. Okay. So blending of powders. So what do you mean by blending? Sige. Ay. You need to, Guido,
Try lang po, ma'am. Blending is mixing sa powder po.
okay,
With,
blending is mixing, no? Mixing. Gang, raise your hands kay dili ang maglisod ko sigbasa sa sa chat ha. Or manawag na lang gyud ko sa inyo ha. So far ang uban akong gitawag ganiha no, nya wala pa man naka-answer so na ni mga isa-usa katong pa na ako natawag unahon din I'll go back. Okay, blending of powders, that's mixing, no? So what are the processes in blending of powders? We have spatulation. So we use a spatula wherein we mix together the powders. Like for example, we mix 2, 3, 4 types of powders. So using a spatula. So we use a spatulation if it is only small amounts of powders. No? Dili pwede like ipamix ta mo og tag 5 ka kilo nya, tulo ka klase nga powders tag 5 ka kilo. Nya spatulation, so di gyud siya pwede. So dapat gamay lang. No, then we have trituration of course. So trituration can be used also to blend powders. So dili lang siya at a process of comminution, but it can also be a process of mixing powders. Then geometric dilution, so it's the same with trituration, the same way blending, but we use geometric dilution if there is a potent substance. Like nakay potent nga chemical tapos i-add nimo dako kayo ang imuhang diluent or imong other excipient. So we use geometric dilution nganong mag-ingon ani man ta so that we can mix them well. Like for example, 5 milligram lang ang imuhang you have 5 grams of your a potent substance. Nya naa kay 5 grams ha, 5 grams. Nya naa kay kuan 500 grams of excipients. So layo kaayo. What we do is that natay 5 grams no nga we start with 5 grams na katong API. We get 5 grams of the excipients, itagol nato sa 5 grams of the API, then we mix them well. So pila naman to imong API and the excipient 10 grams na. So we get another 10 grams from the excipient, i-add ito sa 10 grams, i-mix na siya, tarong, i-mix well. Pag feeling nimo na mix well na gyud na siya, 20 grams na to siya. Mukuha na pug kag 20 grams sa imong excipient, i-add na po nimo dito sa imong 20. So i-mix na po na nimo siya, i-mix then they become 40. You get another 40 and then you mix them with your katong imong na API until mahurutan ng excipient. So by that, mas spread na po si 5 grams all over. Just imagine mo na bag na kay 5 ka tao. Nya kailangan ning 5 mas spread nimo dito sa nay 500. So dapat theoretically mag-group ka og tag 101 wherein every group na ay 1 nga isa nga lahi nga 100 tong uban nga pareho. So to be able to ma-distribute nimo siya, imo siyang by batch. So ingon ana. Then tumbling. So tumbling is a process of mixing powders in a large container by the use of a motor. So we use tumbling in manufacturing, no? Dito na gyud sa manufacturing wherein kanang kuan we blend, no, blending. So dagko kay na jud sila dito, lain-laing machine, no, if you will be assigned, no, for those na makamano. So na siya kasi we make pila ka kilos of kanang paracetamol, for example, di man kamahimo lag pila, so millions of tablets of paracetamol. So imo nang i-mix together. So na ay process, na ay blender ana, no? Mga V-blenders. So depende sa kailangan. Packaging of powders. So powders are packaged either through bulk. So bulk powders we use they are for non-potent. So kanang mga excipients nato, non-potent substances. So we buy them in bulk. Murabag we buy them in sacks. Ana. So they can be in sifter can, in aerosol container, wide-mouthed glass bottles. Or mga examples of these are douche powders, dentrifices, or ENT insufflation. So mga non-potent substances. Then we have divided powders or chartula or chartulae. I know na nagimo mo ani, di ba? Gipahimo mo individually, gipa-video sa inyo, ha? Naka-remember ba mo, class? Last year? Oh, di ba? So, chartula or divided powders. So, nagawa tayo nito sa laboratory. So, there is a proper way of folding the paper wherein dito nyo ilagay inyong divided powders. That is the crude way. But today, like mo palit mo, like katong ni-mention na oral rehydrating salt, you buy them in divided powder man na siya gihapon, pero nakaseal na siya, no? Kasi sa una, today we are in the era of dispensing before, but today is ano naman ta tawag dito eh. The practice of pharmacy is nagbigay maguna siya sa katong apothecary. Then we have the compounding era. Tapos dispensing era, and today is pharmaceutical care. So sa difference ana, during that time sa katong apothecaries pa, di ba? I-prepare pag yun nato from the crude, ibigay sa pasyente. Ang compounding era na natay mga powders, it is the pharmacist will receive the prescription. Ikaw kanang ginahimo niyo sa DDS na lab na mag-combine mo, maghimo mo nang ginahimo sa compounding pharmacy sa una. So ang butika na ay pharmacist niya mag-receive siya prescription siya, magtimbang-timbang siya pila ka grams ani iyang i-mix pagkahuman ihatag sa pasyente, or ang syrup siya mismo nagahimo depende sa katong prescription. That was the compounding era. So meaning skill talaga ng pharmacist. Then next nagkaroon tayo ng mga manufacturing plants. So meaning the work of the compounding pharmacist doon na ginawa kasi bulk na, no? In great number na ang manufacturing plant. So because of that, ang role na ngayon ng pharmacist is dispensing, tayo taga-dispense. No? We give the product to the patient. But then again, in the 21st century, we now in the anong tawag dito? Pharmaceutical care. Meaning na dili lang ta mohatag og tambal sa atong pasyente, but also we give kanang anong tawag diyan? Anong ginagawa natin sa pasyente? Anyone? What is that?
Counseling, ma'am.
Counseling. So that's the pharmaceutical care era, no? Ambot unsa nay sunod na pod. Okay? So sa divided powders, these are the potent substances just like yung sa oral rehydration salt, sa kanang flumosil, kanang tambal sa ubo. So example, we use simple white bond paper, vegetable parchment, glassine, or wax paper. But sabi ko nga today, kasi meron ng manufacturing, what we receive in the drugstore is already nakapackage individually na divided powders, ready for dispensing. Okay. So what are the standards for powders of animal and vegetable origin? So kani siya, di ba? We usually define or we usually describe our powders as Ano ba siya? Very coarse, coarse, moderately coarse, fine, or very fine. So when you read books on powders, you can see these terms. But we only, in pharmaceutically, kani nga mga terms na specific size ng powder. So very coarse is number 8. So ang number 8 mo na siya ang sieve. Number sa sieve na dagko. So ang sieve kasi kana inyong, di ba, I know yung nakagamitan sa powder sa sieve. Ang sieve, as the number increases, the size of the powder decreases. So kung ang number sa sieve 5, dagko kay na siya. Pag ang number 100, gagmay kay na siya. So pag very coarse, number 8 na sieve. So if we measure the powder, kasi we have an instrument that can be used to measure the powder size. So meron tayo niyan. So 2.36 millimeters ang size. Na coarse, so number 20 na sieve, meaning mulusot siya sa number 20 na sieve. So we have, that's the 850 micrometer, ang moderately coarse to 425 micrometer, ang fine 250, ang very fine 180 micrometer. So you have to remember that. Okay. Next to powders, granules. So granules, agglomerates of smaller particles of powder. So pag sinabi natin agglomerates, ang mga powders nagtapok sila para they become bigger in size. So that's your granules. No? Agglomerates of smaller particles of powder. So they combine together. Now granules, just like your sugar. Your sugar is not a powder, but it's a granule. Right? Wa man siguro ta kakita sugar na powder. No, granules yun ang sugar. Maski pag refined sugar. Ang kanang mga milk ang powders. No, powdered milk. So at least you know the difference now. So granules are irregularly shaped. So when we sieve them, they can pass through a number 4 to number 12 sieve size range. They flow well compared to powders. That is why in the making of tablets, ang imong mga powders nga gi-mix together, di ba, your paracetamol and all other excipients, i-granulate na siya before siya ihimong tablet because they flow, the flowability of your powder is better. And they are more stable to the effects of atmospheric humidity. This is very important. They are easily wetted by liquid. So imagine, kinsa sa inyo ang nakatry nga pag na-powder niya, basaon ninyo, mabasa dayon. Kanang talcum powder. Can you wet a talcum powder? Okay lang kung mga gatas nato, kaya mabasa man na siya, di ba? Ma-dissolve gani. But what about talcum powder? Mabasa ninyo si talcum powder? Di ba hindi? Oh, that is why mga babies, lagyan ng powder para protection against diaper rash. Kasi nga, dili magud siya, it's not wetted by liquid ang talcum. And your granules is preferred for dry products for reconstitution. So usually, ang mga suspension, if you try to see the inside of the suspension, usually they are better if they're in granules, lalo na antibiotics. Ang paracetamol is powder siya. Tapos lagyan ng tubig para maging syrup. Paracetamol man. But there are, not paracetamol kasi syrup talaga siya. But there are drugs na powder at amoxicillin. Di ay akong pasabot. Amoxicillin are in powder form. Tapos, butangag tubig para ipainom sa pasyente kasi suspension siya. But powder for suspension. Napoy granules for suspension. Okay. So, ang granules for reconstitution, yun na nga ginasabi natin na i-mix natin with water. So, usually, unit of use container. So, yung 60 ml bottle, may powder siya inside. May instruction as to how much water is added to make a 60 ml. So, di ba, ipamix na to. Like, sa drugstore. Ma'am, ipamix ni mo, ma'am. So, okay. So, i-mix ng pharmacist or ng pharmacy assistant para ready to use na sa pasyente. May iba din na, ay, ako na lang sa balay. So, no? So, they are stored under controlled room temperature after they are mixed So that is why we place them in an area na malayo sa heat. And if we want to make the lifespan lengthen, no? We place them in the refrigerator sa baba lang para umabot siya ng 10 or 14 days. Kasi outside, if it is just in the room, as long na hindi mainit, it will only last for 7 days. Okay? Then, refrigerate after reconstitution. Effervescent granules. So, what do you mean by effervescent solania? Miss Solania? Sige, si Partimos na lang. Saan man Miss Solania? Partimos.
Naga-contain po siya ng sodium bicarbonate po. Then naga-release of carbon dioxide pag ano po siya sa water.
Okay, sige. So, effervescence means that once you mix them with water, it will cause there's a bubble, no, that you can see. The bubble there would mean that carbon dioxide has been released. No? Why? So, effervescent granules are labeled to indicate they are not to be swallowed directly. Like your Berocca, imo siyang i-mix with water, but tablet lang siya before nimo siya inumon. But there are granules, hydrite na, granules na hydrite. I-mix with water, and then saka inumon. Okay, and di ba ensure complete wetting so that mix with tanan. No? Question ko, why is it that sometimes we make our drug product, I mean, what is the reason for bakit kailangan effervescent siya or effervescent siya? What does effervescence do to our drug product? Yes, Dayam Archie?
Para mamask niya ang taste po, ma'am.
Yes, mamas ang taste ng, ano ang mamas na taste?
Ang kanang mga active ingredient nga kanang pait gud ma'am.
Ya, pag ito na siyang itimpla, mapait gyapon. Kaya imas lamang kanya sa effervescence. Tama ba? Sige, gabayan. Sige, yes, yun siya, but why do we make it into effervescent? Meron din siya. Bakit yung Coca-Cola ninyo product, di ba? The release of carbon dioxide, ano ang kanyang ginagawa? Simon? Wala? Simon? Yes. Okay, what about ipil?
For me po, tama po yun, enhance po ang better taste and also po, less chance po of irritation and mas efficient siya sa ingesting of ingredients and ease of administration po.
Sige, so, ang dyan, kasi ang question ko is, you can, bring down your, di ba sa effervescent preparations kasi, there is a release of carbon dioxide. So, all of the things you mentioned, correct naman yun siya. Pero, yung pag-release ng carbon dioxide, i-mask niya yung taste, di ba? Pero, yung pag-release, sometimes, the carbon dioxide, the release of that, will enhance the taste of your drug, no? So, just like your Coca-Cola products, di ba, ang mga Coke, di ba, ay, ano niya, ay, kana siyang, ano man siya, kanang hupas. I don't know if you can, relate to that. Because, if you notice, the moment you open a product na naka-can or like your Coke, di ba na ay ma-release? Kaya nga ang Coke, imo i-shake-shake. Pag open mo, di ba, mo gawas, mo overflow. Now, one reason for that, nga nung ingon ana siya, carbonated, di ba? Carbonated drinks. Nga nung na siya ingon ana, because it will preserve the taste so that when you taste it, ano gid siya, kanang tawag ani, kanang lami gid siya. So, muna siya diha. Okay? May mga questions na dili. Mamoy sa pagkabata before ma'am kay ang parents na ako kay gina-powderize nilang paracetamol. Is it okay ma'am or dili? Dili gyud siya okay. Ang tablet na paracetamol kailangan to be taken as a tablet. Na may syrup mo dito siya, dili pwede kay maano siya, mawala ang iyang efficacy because some of you might, because they are designed to be dissolved inside the GIT, tapos imo i-powderize kasi film coated po ng uban ana. So dili jud siya, no? Ma-compromise ang iyang stability, no? Iyang quality. Pwede siya split into half ang paracetamol. All drugs na tablet na merong scoring is the line between in the middle, pwede nimo siya kunga. Kung na ha. So, pwede tungaon. But kung walang scoring ang drug, you cannot divide it. Okay? Ay, laka, sorry. Naman eh. Mali ako napindot. Pindot ang ano. Sa rod shape din ma'am meron. Anong rod shape? Ay, rod shape na tambal. Basta na siya linya sa tunga ka ng scoring ang tawag. Pero usually pag rod shape, I don't know. Depende good. Pag na-scoring, that's it. Mo lang na yung timanan. No, pag wala. Okay. Tablets now. We go to the tablets. Tablets is the most, tawag nito. Tablet is the most popular of all the dosage forms. So these are prepared with the aid of suitable excipients and prepared by compression. Tapos sometimes by molding. Pero wala na nakarong panahon na molding sa tablet, no? So, compression. O, ito siya. Can you see the picture in the slide? Kaning green na tablet? Kita ninyo?
Yes
O,
po,
diba?
ma'am.
O, kani siyang sa center. Can you see my arrow? Makita niyo bang arrow na ginapoint
Yes,
ko?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the scoring. Muna akong ginaingon. So, di ba, rod shape ni siya. So, kung naiingon ani ang tambal, pwede nimo siya i-divide. Meaning, you can take half lang. Pag kaning mga ingon ani na walay scoring, o ito siya, wala, dili dyan na ma-divide. Because, this is film coated. So, ang film coated, sabi ko kanina, later also we'll discuss, ano siya, kanang naa siya protection, so dili nimo siya pwede i-divide. Okay? So, muna si tablets. Diba? I mean, appealing po ang tablets, ingon ani ang colors. Ako, I am fan of violet, but if painuman kong tablet na violet, marami po kumuinom. So, yellow, usually, ang blue, we have, BioFlu is blue in color, Biogesic is kani, Newzep is green and white, ano pa bang mga color, no? This one, parang, ano bang color? Bago yung mga pangano, so, kana, depende, di ba? Because aesthetic appeal nga po na sa tablet, di ba? Ang tingnan nyo, di ba? Very, very, siya, kanang gwapo kayong pagkahimo sa iya. What are the advantages of tablet? So, low manufacturing cost. Because, we can make bulk, makahimo tagdaghan kayong tablet through compression, and in just one day of compressing tablets, we can make millions of tablets if we have the machine, no? Na like your paracetamol tablet is an example of a sugar-coated tablet. Meron din namang paracetamol, sorry, Enervon. Ang Enervon comes in two, yung sugar-coated at saka yung film-coated. The sugar-coated is baga siya kayo, di ba? Baga na cylindrical. Kung wala pa na siya coating, gamay ra na siya inside, no? And nakalagay jud naka-engrave ang ngalan na Enervon. So ang iyahang molder ana na ang ngalan ni Enervon because gina ano man gud gina na naghimog fake so to preserve the quality of the drug so nana sila yung mga measures na naka-Enervon. So there is the machine that is used to make your Enervon tablet. It can in 1 hour it can produce 100,000 tablets. We had an immersion there sa Unilab. Just imagine in 1 hour, one pas-pas juga ang machine. And there is a dedicated machine for Paracet for Enervon lang sa Unilab. No? How about the capsule, ma'am? If i-open siya and isagol dito ang powder sa water, okay lang po ba, ma'am? Like, ay, dili gyud gang. No. Omeprazole, lalo na. So, omeprazole na capsule. You have to take it. Because once na-open mo and you dissolve mo sa water, wala na yung wala na yung ano-ana because na ma-degrade siya sa water. So, di na pwede ha. Ma'am, nga nung naidako na kaayo nga tablets nga matukan ang mainom. Tanawa ang miligrama na nga tablets. Tako po kayo 650 milligram. So, yan, di ba? Just like your sa dagko, depende kasi sa milligram niya. Napaka-i-add ng mga excipients. So, yan. Easier to package and ship, precision and low content variability because of the machine also. Most suitable of all dosage form, blandness of taste. So, wala, di mo siya malasahan kasi nasa coating mo na siya. Naka-coat siya. Compactness, di ba, buo kaayo. Kanang tablet na gwapo, maskin pag mahulog na siya, dyan na madali-dali mabuak. And portability, you can carry it, no? Lalo na pag naka-individually blister or foil, di ba? So you can carry it everywhere. So that's your tablet advantages. What are the advantages? Some drugs are incompressible. So muna nga dagko siya, it will come out. And some drugs are sensitive to humidity and air. That is why we have to have them in a film coating drug product. Okay. Characteristics of ideal tablet, free of defects such as chips, cracks, discoloration, and contamination. Siyempre, no? Kasi if you buy a tablet, you have to try to see kung okay ba ang quality. Wala ba siya crack, wala ba siya chips, wala ba matanggal ba sa yung size. Ang color is the same talaga all throughout, and it has the strength to withstand mechanical stress of production. How many pounds of pressure ang i-apply para ma-compress na siya. So, di jud basta-basta. And chemical and physically stable over time. Paracetamol, like Biogesic, they have 5 years of shelf life. Taas na kayo na. Because through the years, they do research as to how to make the product more stable to lengthen the half-life, to lengthen the shelf life of the drug, and release the medicinal agents in a predictable and reproducible manner. Yes, prone to counterfeit ang tablet. Makapalit magod og tableting machine. So what are the considerations we have with we manufacture tablets? Appearance, no? Okay. Solania? Wala?
Yes po, ma'am.
Bakit importante si appearance?
I think important ang ano po, ma'am, ang appearance sa tablet kay kanang meron man good iba na mura good og, di ba, usual kanang example sa pagkaon, di ba, usually pag magkaon ta kay murag naga-base ta sa looks pud sa pagkaon kay if dili kay murag dili na to siya, murag dili pud na to siya kana bitaw murag ma-take ma'am. Murag appeal sa ano ang appearance sa tablet po.
Sige. Okay, that's it. So appearance because of aesthetic appeal, no? Hardness. O bakit importante ang hardness at yan siya?
Ay, ano ma'am, pag yung ibang drugs hindi ganun katigas, baka sa packaging pa lang masira na, or kung hindi, baka masira din siya agad sa GIT po.
Okay, so your hardness is important because sa Manila paghihimo unya i-deliver sa pinakasuok-suok na lugar sa Pilipinas, di ba? Gisakay o ano, it has to withstand, no, the pressure, no? So that's good. Disintegration ability, Christian.
Para ma'am ini ka ng take sa tambal, ma-powderize siya dayon, like kanang madali siya ma-dissolve in the stomach po, kay if dili siya dali ma-dissolve sa ining intake na to ma'am, kay kanang dili mo effect ang drug po if mas dugay pag disintegrate ang isa ka tablet.
Okay. Now, the rate limiting step to absorption is dissolution and disintegration. So meaning, the drug cannot be absorbed if it cannot be, if it will not dissolve, no? So meaning, kung saan pag-absorb sa GIT sa tambal kung wala siya na-dissolve. And also, kung saan niya pag-dissolve kung wala siya na-disintegrate. So that's the ano. Okay, sige. Appropriate dissolution characteristics. Sige, mga nop, you're raising your hand.
Murag same concept lang po siya sa disintegration, ma'am, kay since ang tambal dapat properly absorb siya sa GIT and sa bloodstream, ma'am, para effective po ang tambal na ginatake.
Okay. Sige, N. We have content uniformity. So what do you understand of content uniformity, Baila?
Dapat po all batch of drug must be the same when it comes to their API po.
Okay, so content uniformity, dapat pareho ang content ng API every tablet. Okay? Sige. So, how do we maintain or how do we achieve content uniformity? Method of preparation and the added materials present in the formulation. So, dapat tama ang blending, tama ang granulating process para pag-compress, we can assure na each tablet contains the amount of API needed. So, we go to the tablet ingredients. So, sa tablet ingredients, so tablet contains a number of inert material which we call excipients na itong i-describe ganiha. And they are classified according to the part they play in the finished tablet. So, another thing, your tablet ingredients impart processing and compression characteristics. So, okay. Rampak.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rampak, what are diluents? What are diluents, Rampak?
Ma'am, yung ginagamit po para mag-dilute.
Ha?
Mag-dilute
not.
po sa tablet, mga diluting agents po, ma'am.
No? Royo. What are diluents?
Ma'am, nag-act siya as filler para mapabigat ang tablet, ma'am. And it can, I think it can improve in uniformity po, ma'am.
Okay, diluents are added so that they're fillers, no? Kasi nga, like 500 milligram is so small and we cannot make a tablet that's so small. So we have to add diluents or fillers. Escalona, what about binders? What are binders? Escalona, binders?
Wait po, ma'am, kay for milk kay ang binders kay parang support sa tablet para um maging strong siya at um
Importante siya para hindi siya masyadong para ma-reduce yung kanyang friction. Hindi masyadong dumikit.
Saan ang friction? Friction saan? Tama ka ba? Saan na friction? Asa dapit nga nung, where is the friction that we have to reduce? Or kailangan lagyan ng lubricant?
Yung friction ng mga ingredient, ng mga particles.
Against? Mission, add to the answer of Verdel.
Try lang po, ma'am. Siguro po sa mga ingredients and again sa mga tools or yung mga machines po.
Okay. So we add lubricant so that the powders or the granules will not adhere, no? Adhere to the machines that we use. Okay. So give additional desirable physical characteristics to the finished tablet. So we have disintegrants. So why is there a need to add disintegrants to our tablets? To our tablets, Ochave?
For the GIT po, ma'am.
Ano man sa GIT
Para
ga?
di siya mag-dissolve dayon po, ma'am.
Ha?
No.
Sino nag-no dyan, gang? Sige, unahon. Unahon? Miss Unahon?
Ma'am,
What
for
is,
me
what
lang
is
po,
the...
ma'am, ha, kanang ano siya, ma'am, use siya, ma'am, para ma-enhance ang disintegration process, ma'am, sa tablet formulation so that when they make contact with GIT fluid po, ma'am.
Okay. So ano ang... Oh.
For
So
enhancing
ano
po,
ang...
ma'am.
Ha? For
enhancing the disintegration process.
Okay, sige. Del Rosario, why is there a need? What is the importance, therefore, of enhancing the disintegration process once the tablet is taken inside the stomach?
Ma'am, if good ang disintegration niya, ma'am, kay dali siya dali siya adto good sa iyahang site of action po. Pag ma-absorb na siya sa GI tract kay maadto na siya dito sa iyahang site of action po.
Okay, because remember, as I mentioned kanina, the rate limiting step to a process is disintegration. So, di na ako i-mention kay as na ko later. Colors. Why do we add colors to our tablet? Manganop. Ay, humana si manganop na bukalon. Naka-answer naman ako ba? Ano mo ko record nga tama answer? Bukalon.
Ano po ma'am, for it to be pleasing aesthetically din po, para po ma-encourage din ng ating mga pasyente to take it.
Okay. What about flavors and sweetening agents, Kerubin? Kerubin.
Para mas pleasing po ang lasa po, para di po kayo siya pait, ma'am. And nice po siya i-mix sa colors. For example, if like butangan ni mo strawberry color, tapos butangan ni mo pink, ay strawberry flavor, tapos butangan ni mo pink color. So para mas ma-appreciate po sa customers ang.
Okay, that's true, no? Okay, like flavors, usually, ang kanang flavors sa mga syrups or tablets, powder na siya nga gina-add. Tapos koloran lang nimo siya, like mingon ka og kana nga flavor o niya ang color lahi, mango flavor niya ang color pink. So, murag dili man siya. So dapat the flavor and the color should go together. Should go hand in hand, no? Kung meron kang apple, should be either red or green. Kasi may green apple. Pag grapes, dapat violet. Ay ka nang, di ba? Kaya kung mo grapes ka niya, ang color green, ay nabe violet. Na grapes na green, pero dili just siya haom, no? Then we also add polymers and waxes. So this is the one we add for yes, Benga, do you have any question? Or why are you raising your hand? Okay, raise down, Benga. So polymers or waxes, these are the ingredients that we add as coatings. And solubility retarding materials. No? Mag-add din tayo. Okay. We go to the compressed tablets. So these are formed by compression and contain no special coating. So na yung mga tablet na compress lang yun. Walay coating nga gibutang, gi-compress lang yun tanan, and then muna pag inom ni mo ana, you can taste the bitterness like paracetamol. Diba? Lalo pag inom ni mo sa imong tang, bitter siya. So, ano siya? Kaya mga compressed tablet na siya. So they are made from powdered, crystalline, or granular materials alone or in combination with binders, disintegrants, controlled release. So lahat ng yan, no? So characteristics of the powder for this tablet, they are ability to flow freely, cohesiveness, lubrication. Ano ang cohesiveness agad? Cohesiveness. Wala. Agad. Benga.
Low.
Ay agad. Sige agad. Doon sa cohesiveness agad.
For ano lang ma'am, try lang po ma'am. Yung cohesiveness po is parang nag-act siya as binders po ma'am, para like ma-help yung other ingredients in a tablet para mag-mix siya together. Or
okay, so when you say cohesive, para maging buo siya, di ba? Sige. Lubrication yan. Ano? So, siya mo pilit dito sa iyang molder. We have sugar-coated tablets. So these are tablets like we are coated with sugar. So the benefits is that we cover the objectionable taste or odors and also to prevent from oxidation. So gina-coat lang natin sugar. So famous example of this one is your Enervon tablet. Why do you think Enervon tablet is made as sugar tablet, Benga? Bakit kaya, Miss Benga?
Because siguro ma'am kaya ang sugar nag-give of energy po.
Ano?
Ay, given po ang Enervon tablet po kaya ano siya for to increase energy or ano po, that's why siguro sugar coated siya po ma'am
para karon saga. Sige, tabangin Miss Dalagan.
Hello, ma'am. Klaro kang tingog, ma'am.
Ah,
Ay, ano, ma'am, sugar-coated, ma'am, kay para dili if ever na amay ka ng murag, murag dili kaayo, or pait, or medyo pait ba ang tablet.
but for Enervon, ang question ko, bakit kaya anong reason ang Enervon is i-coat siya ng sugar?
Yun po, ma'am, kay baka may mga unwanted na mga taste or odors po, ma'am. Kaya gina-coat siya with sugar para malesen ma'am. Malesen ang taste ng tablet, ma'am. Or malesen
rampak.
ang metallic taste niya po, ma'am. Ganun.
What about rampak?
Ma'am, kay para ma-mask po yung sourness ng ascorbic, ma'am. Yung pait-pait.
Okay, what else? Chave.
Maybe, ma'am, kasi multivitamins po siya, ma'am. It has a
So?
lot of ingredients to make
So?
it palatable.
Palatable kasi multivitamins.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So your Enervon tablet, since we all know that it is made up of vitamins and minerals, and we all know that vitamins are very sensitive to oxidation, right? So we have to coat them, no? Yan, and all those other reasons you have mentioned, but specifically kasi nga vitamins siya. Okay. Film-coated tablets, so these are tablets coated with a thin layer of film, usually water-soluble material. So your coating imparts the same general characteristics of sugar coating, kaya lang may added advantage of reducing the time period required para lang sa delayed release of the medication. No? So yan, enteric-coated. Can you give an example of an enteric-coated tablet? Any of you? Any sa inyo, ha? Wala mo na ilan enteric-coated tablet?
Ma'am,
Ipil.
omeprazole.
Zakaria, you answer omeprazole. Ano ang coating ng omeprazole? Ano? Enteric-coated? Omeprazole is capsule, di ba? Capsule ba si omeprazole?
Enteric-coated po,
Enteric po, ma'am.
Tablet? Omeprazole?
Yes po, ma'am.
Wala ko yung net sa kong cellphone. Cannot access kay wala akong igamit. Okay, sige. So yan ha, enteric-coated. Multiple compressed tablets. So they are made with more than one compression cycle. So sometimes we refer to them as layered tablets. NSAIDs are also enteric-coated. Yeah, because they will irritate the stomach, no? Yan. So multiple compressed, it's more than one layered, no? So how many are you in the room ba? 27 lang. Sino bang hindi ko natawag? Okay. So far, mga tawag ko that answer the questions, Ihan Santos, Manganop, Cablinda, Atienza, Escalona, Castillon, Mission, Guzman, Flores, Bucalon, Quirobin, Archie, Ipil, Pertimos, Luna, Solanya, Gabayan, Guido, Rampak, Badua, Ochave, Baila, Royo, Abacahin, Unahon, Del Rosario, Agad, Penga, Dalagan, Zacaria. Sino ang hindi natawag? Out of those, 27 lang, 35 minus ako, 34. May 7 na hindi natawag. Sino yon? Manipis, Usman, who else?
Ako pa, ma'am.
Banyaga, sino pa? So 30 lang mo. Anong 35 ang participants? How many are we ba?
Aliores din daw po, ma'am.
Aliores, kinsa pa? Dapat 34 mo. Kinsa pa?
Si Dumugho rin daw po, ma'am, pero absent.
Pili ang naalang sa naalang sa Zoom ba? 35 bang good ang participants niya. Ang akong lista is ay mali akong lista oy. 16, 17, naunsa naman ni 18, 19, sorry class. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, na mali ko. 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, sige. 34 na mo. After 9, after 8, after gibalik na ko akong numbering, sorry. So, ang wala na lang nakatubag, o ba, ibalik-balik na na. So, kanilang ang present. I will call you again later. Okay? Kaya uban, muli na lang na, saan na lang. Na. Okay, so, example of this tablet is your, tawag nito, is your kaning Newzep, no? Layered tablet. No? Why are they in layered form? Because we cannot combine them together. So in Newzep, there is the green and the white portion. So the green, may mga ingredients siya na hindi pwede combine sa white. So ang best way is i-compress mo siya separately and then compress them para papiliton lang. But we cannot combine them as one. No? So that's the reason why we make it into a layered tablets. So, press-coated tablet. So, compressed tablets pa rin ito. Kailangan may special tableting machine and compressing another granulation layer. So, ang advantage nito, it can be easily monogram. So, when you speak of monogram, may mga tablet na may pangalan. or na ay initials ng company. And why do they make this? Because of kanang safety reasons, kasi yung product nila ginakopya, no? Gina-fabricate, so for that. So meron sila, gilagyan nila, no? Press-coated tablet. So para ilahag yun. Retains the attributes of sugar-coated tablets, separate incompatible drug substances, and can be used to design prolonged action dosage forms. So sa press-coated, pwede rin siya na, kasi coated siya, but if we dissolve the coating, so inside of it, pwede na different layers, no? And inside of it, pwede natin makita ang monogram para to really be sure kung ano ba siya, fake or not. Controlled release, so sabi ko kanina, this is a tablet that wherein the drug is slowly released over a prolonged period of time. Yung sinabi ko na isang inuman na lang, but the tablet contains 3 dosages, so ma-release pag inom, then after 12 hours, after 8 hours, the next part of the, kasi ano yan siya, series of coatings sa tablets. So they can be categorized to enteric-coated, controlled release, or repeat action. So these are the categories, no, of these controlled release tablets. Instant release, so rapid dissolving. So if na-controlled na for instant. So pag butanin mo sa mouth, these tablets dissolve or disintegrate in the absence of water. Okay, and fast dissolving tablets provide advantage particularly for pediatric and geriatric populations kasi these populations usually have difficulty in swallowing tablets and capsules, lalo na bata. No? Pag matanda, pag ulyanin yun, problema. Pag hindi naman, okay lang. And these are tablets that dissolve instantly when given to the patient by mouth. No? And this was made for the purpose of patients that have difficulty in swallowing the tablet and to achieve therapeutic effect faster. Then tablets for solution. So may mga tablets tayo na ilagay natin gawin natin solution. No? It is not used for oral na inumin directly. They must be labeled to indicate that they are not to be swallowed. Effervescent, you know this one, yung sabi ko kanina na dissolve natin, just like your Berocca. No? Contains a sodium bicarb and also an organic acid, either tartaric or citric. So, pag may water shot, na-liberate yung carbon dioxide, which acts as a disintegrator and produces the effervescence. Okay. Compressed suppositories or inserts. Now, there are tablets that are used to be inserted in the anum, but they are tablets. They are not, kasi ang suppositories, diba, is semi-solid. Alam natin na semi-solid, but may mga drugs na tablets siya, compressed suppositories ang tawag natin, and inserts. So, usually, vaginal suppositories are prepared by compression. So, ang mga suppository, like this one, metronidazole, which is used for protozoan infections in the genital area, ang metronidazole tablets, no? Kasi metronidazole, we use that for kanang amoeba, but there is also protozoan infection in the genital area wherein we use metronidazole. So, we usually insert it into the vagina at parang suppository, but technically, tablet siya. Tablet siya. Okay, kaya we call it inserts. And they contain lactose as the filler or diluent. So, dapat naka-label ha, kasi baka inumin ng pasyente. So, dapat ma-label na vaginal inserts yung ilagay. No? Buccal tablets, okay. Manipis. Pag sinabi natin buccal tablet, asa siya ma-dissolve?
Sa gilid po ng dila.
Saan?
Sa gilid po, sa gilid po ng dila, sa side part.
Hindi gilid ng dila, but side ng buccal pouch. Yung inside, di ba? Sa cheek, the inside of the cheeks. Kasi kung gilid ng dila, it's the tongue itself, but it's not the tongue. It's the side, buccal pouch. Okay. When do we give what is the reason why we make it into a buccal tablet? Usman. Usman?
Yes, ma'am. Ano po ulit yung question?
Bakit may mga product na kailangan gawing buccal tablets na ipa-dissolve mo dyan sa gilid ng pouch? Buccal pouch.
Ang purpose niya, ma'am, kay para ma-relieve yung sa soreness po ng mouth po, ma'am.
Ha?
Yung soreness ng mouth po. Tsaka,
Ano, gang? Ano? I cannot.
para ma-relieve po yung soreness ng mouth po.
Soreness ng mouth? What about Sakarya? Sakarya?
Po, ma'am.
O bakit natin gawing buccal tablet ang ubang preparation?
Kay may ibang mga tao, ma'am, na hindi makaswallow ng gamot para ma-easy access sa kanila, ma'am, na anuhin na lang, ma'am. Gawing vocal tablet yung iinumin nila.
Okay. So sometimes we make it in the buccal preparation because there are drugs also kasi pag tawag nito. Yeah, kailangan like difficulty in swallowing or yung mga ganon, no? But the tablets, the drug that are made into this hindi naman lahat, no? Depende sa drugs. Okay. What about sublingual? So sublingual dissolve rapidly and the drug substance are absorbed readily by this form of administration. As those containing nitroglycerin, yan ganyan, are placed under the tongue. So sublingual under the tongue. Okay, so the purpose of this is for rapid absorption because the patient needs the drug right away. Okay. Ano ang nababypass ng sublingual administration? Banyaga? Ano ang nababypass ng sublingual administration?
Ay, ano, ma'am? Um, ano po? Na-bypass niyo po yung first pass effect? I think.
Yes, that's correct. So sublingual tablets, so when you put them under the tongue, so ang buccal sa pouch sa gilid, but this one under the tongue. So they are directly absorbed. No, dili na sila moagi sa GIT. So nababypass nila si first pass effect. Okay. So yun ang ni sublingual. That is why rapid ang kanilang kanilang absorption, no? Absorb readily. So dili na siya maadto sa stomach kasi nga under the tongue. So ma-absorb siya sa blood vessels, so it goes directly, ma-absorb siya and ma-distribute kaagad. So yan. Chewable. So chewable are tablets that are meant to be chewed and then subsequently swallowed. So this is meant for children, elderly, or patients that have difficulty swallowing, and we give it mannitol and xylitol. So ito ang mga content. Pag chewable, lagyan natin ng mannitol and xylitol, no, para ma-provide ang cooling sensation, no. Sino yun? Answer kanina si Banyaga, no? Haliores. Haliores?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Question. Ano ang wala sa chewable tablets? Kaya dapat, chewable tablets, kailangan talaga siya i-chew before i-swallow. Unlike the regular tablets na i-swallow diretso. So bakit kailangan nating i-chew ang chewable tablets before swallowing? Miss Aliores. Aliores?
Try lang po ma'am for the ano niya po, disintegrants niya po.
Okay, ano ang sa disintegrants? Meron siya or wala?
Ano po, wala po.
Okay, walang disintegrants, it's chewable. That is why you have to chew them, meaning you have to disintegrate them by chewing so that when it reaches the GIT, it can be dissolved. O, kasi kung dili nimo i-chew, madugay siya ma-dissolve, kaya wa man siya disintegrants. So that's the purpose of the chewable tablets. Molded tablets, so we no longer have them, but for the purpose of knowing, so they are also called tablet triturate. So they are made from moist material using a triturate mold which give them the shape of cut sections of a cylinder. So para gyapon siyang depende sa iyang shape. So such tablets must be completely and rapidly soluble. So ang problema lang kay the failure to find a lubricant that is completely water soluble. So noon we make this one, but today wala na tayong mga molded tablets, no? Kasi nga may mga marami na tayong types na bakit wala? Kasi nga because of the reason of kaning mga problems nila no na problema sa compression, hindi makompress ng maigi. Bakit hindi makompress ng maigi? Kasi yung mga ingredients na like walang lubricant na fitted sa kanya, so ganun. So kaya we no longer produce them kasi useless din naman, di ba? Saka marami na rin tayong mga types of tablets nowadays, no? Then you have dispensing. So ito, they are also no longer in use. So they are termed as compounding tablets because yung pharmacist mismo ang mag-compound sa kanya and ibigay, use them to compound prescriptions, and they were not dispensed as such to patients. So they contain large amounts of highly potent drug substances. So the pharmacist could rapidly obtain pre-measured amounts for compounding multiple doses. It is also dangerous and may cause harm if dispensed to patients. So dispensing kasi nga yung pharmacist. So sometimes failure on the part of the pharmacist kasi nga baka masobrahan yung active ingredient at saka yung compression. Di ba like kanang manumano lang ba ikaw nagkompreso? Depende sa pressure na imong gi-apply. No? Unlike sa kana talagang machine na pag i-compress mo, pag i-set mo siya sa like pila ka pounds of pressure kaning unsa ni kaning same jud siya ang hardness ng each tablet is the same because the same amount of pressure ang gi-apply during compression, unlike kung mano-mano lang depende kung bugat og kamot niya lalaki di pressure ka ang pressure is dako pag babae hinay ana. So yun ang difference, just like mga we can compare them to like kanang mga hollow blocks, they are man-made and machine-made. So ang man-made sometimes mag-crack dayon, ang machine-made is medyo tibay siya kasi nga compressed talaga siya, yung ganon. Hypodermic tablets. So ito siya, tablet siya na i-dissolve sa tubig, sa solutions, and then i-inject. Ang problema lang nito is because of problems in presence of pyrogens and kanang sterility, di ba kasi nga parenteral, i-inject siya so we no longer use them, not just in the United States but also kasi nga we prepare them like ang purpose kasi nito gawin mo siyang solutions parenteral. So ngayon meron na tayong ready-made parenteral solutions that are ready for administration and which we can assure na safe and sterile. So wala talagang presence of anything kasi nga sterile preparations. They are also soft, no? Yan sila. So nga, since stable parenteral solutions are now available for most drug substances, there is no justification for the use of hypodermic tablets for injections. So what are the general methods of tablet preparation? 9:30, tama mo man class ha? Wet granulation, sandali lang. No. How many pa ba? Ay, Diyos ko Lord, pati katunga degang 112 slides. Hindi. Wala mo yung slide number ni kaya di na ako mabutangan kay. Ano ko siya. I think I made this with Canva. Ano no? Ay, parang Canva nga. Okay, so yan. So tablet preparations, we have wet and dry granulation. So the purpose of which is to make it into a granules because granules are better in terms of flowability and they are better better compressed ang granules compared to powders. So ang wet granulation, we add a liquid ingredient into the preparation, kaya wet. Ang dry naman, wala ka talagang gilagay na anything liquid, no? Bakit? Why is it that some drugs are kailangan dry? Because if you add anything that is liquid, the presence of the liquid will degrade the product, no? And sometimes kasi yung mga wet granulation, they have to be dried after, no? Wet granulation, i-dry pa siya, then it compress. So sometimes ang temperature in drying them is also very high. Makasira din sa ingredients. So depende talaga sa API. If it is wet or direct, wet or dry. And meron ito ng direct compression. No, na wala na mo agi o granulation. So diluents again. So I asked somebody kanina. So these are halyures. So man naman kag-answer, no? Tama na yung mana. Yung na-check na ako. Okay, these are inert substance added to increase the bulk or fillers. Para, ang purpose is, para magkaroon naman ng practical size na tablet. Like, lain po kayo kung gamay kayo ang tablet, pero like for example, ang paracetamol is 500, so you expect na dako-dako siya. But if you take a tablet na 50 mg, 100 mg ang iyahang kanang amount sa API, gamay po siya, no? The diluents also can also give flowability and compressibility. So examples of diluents, so common are your dicalcium phosphate, calcium sulfate, ito. But the most common here is lactose, no? Lactose talaga ginagamit natin. Then starch, yan. So but lactose is the number 1 diluent that we can use. Yung iba, cellulose, kaolin, no? Mannitol is for chewable. Okay, chewable tablets. So, di ba, kanina, so, meron siyang mannitol. Binders, so, the cohesiveness, so, impart cohesiveness para ma-ensure ang tablet that will remain its intact. Intact siya and hard, no? So, yan. Hardness ang importante, kaya may mga binders. Hindi sila magkalat, mag-bind together. So these are your binders. So again, starch yung number 1, gelatin, sugars, acacia, and all the rest, no? So again, number 1 is starch. So sa kaning diluent, si lactose, the rest is starch. Then lubricants. So they prevent adhesion of the tablet to the surface of the dies and punches, reduce friction, facilitate ejection of the tablets from the die cavity. The die is the molder, and they improve the rate of flow of the tablet granulation. So example is your talc, no? And mga stearate. Calcium stearate, magnesium stearate, stearic acid, so may mga stearates na siya. So yan. Then your hydrogenated vegetable oils. What is PEG? Usman? Unsa ang PEG? PEG. Asa si Usman?
Polyethylene glycol.
Polyethylene
glycol po.
Okay, sige. Polyethylene glycol ang PEG, and we use them as lubricants. Anti-adherent, so this reduce sticking and adhesion of the tablet or powder to the faces of the punches or to the die wall. So, mura po siya para di lang siya mo-adhere kasi lahi po itong lubricate, no? Glance, para lang pag ibutang na to para pag-flow niya dito sa machine, mas dali ang pag-flow, no? Promote the flowability of the granulation and ma-reduce ang friction. Then we have disintegrants. Okay. So we add this to the tablet to facilitate the breakup or disintegration of the tablet after administration when it reaches the gastrointestinal tract. Kasi nga, if dili siya ma-disintegrate, dili siya ma-dissolve, and the rest of the pharmacokinetic principles will not happen. No? Imo na lang na, I don't know if ma-excrete ba siya at buo. Buo siya ma-excrete. Colors and dyes. So colors and the dyes are also added to the tablet para for aesthetic appeal. So, tapos murag lain man kaayo no kung murag ang tablet inumo nimo one color puti lang tanan. And also product identification very important like your BioFlu. BioFlu na butang lagi sa tong isip pag BioFlu is blue. Pag Biogesic orange. Kung maghimog laing Biogesic niya, kulurag laing di na ta mo tuo. 'Di ba kasi 'yun ang nalagay sa ating isip. USEP is white and green. O, 'di ba? So product identification is very important kay you know when you go to the drugstore kung mag-internship na mo, napay mga customers, ma'am papalit akong tambal sa high blood ma'am, kato ganing color orange. How will you know the color of the drug when in fact naka-blister or ano na siya, naka-foil. Ma'am katong lingin gani ma'am na ani ang color. May lang nakita nimo but lisod po kayo magbuot-buot basig mamalit tag hatag, di ba? So but patients remember those things, no? Basta color green, color ana, no? Then produce a more elegant o aesthetic appeal gyapon, di ba? Kay kung painomon ka og tablet na murag pangit kay tan-aw kain kog fake man siguro ni. Flavoring agents and artificial sweeteners. So usually limited chewable tablets or tablets intended to dissolve in the mouth, no? Usually flavoring agents gamit jud siya sa syrup sa liquid preparation. So tablets pag ma-taste lang nato siya, no? Okay. So a little bit capsules dali lang si. So capsules they are solid dosage forms in which naka-enclose sila sa gelatin shell which we call capsule. No, and it is cylinder in shape. Wa pa jud ta kagitag capsule na dili cylinder in shape, no? So the capsule is made up of gelatin. No, the capsule shell is made up of gelatin. And gelatin is obtained by the partial hydrolysis of collagen obtained from the skin of animals, white connective tissues and bones of animals. So collagen. Now, if you notice in the picture, inside the capsule, pwedeng powder, pwedeng pellets, this one, pwede ring tablet inside the capsule, pwedeng capsule inside the capsule. O, di ba? Pili ka lang. No? So, yan, may mga reason yan bakit ganyan. Okay. So, we have hard. So, pag hard gelatin capsule, this is the capsule. Usually, tawag nito, fix yung kanyang shape, no? And we add opacifying agents. So, ang hard gelatin capsule should be stored in tightly closed containers and it must be protected from dust kasi mupilit siya sa gelatin. And dili siya pwede sa extreme humidity and temperature. And kailangan ang moisture content lang ng capsule is 12 to 15% kasi malanay po siya. Okay? Muna si hard. So these are example of hard gelatin capsule as you can see. So ang capsule size, we have the smallest number 5 which can hold 60 to 130 milligram amount inside, including na ang ano niyan ha, including na ang excipients. And the largest is 4 zeros, which can hold 650 to 2,000 milligram capacity. So usually ang uban ani kay ihatag na nato sa veterinary product. Pag capsule sila, this is the size, no? Largest kasi dagko mo po ng mga animals, no? So may problema pag painom and they need a large amount of the drug to have the effect. Yan. Ito si soft gelatin capsule. Gelatin pa rin siya, but we added glycerin or sorbitol para lang maging elastic yung gelatin. So, ang soft gelatin capsule is used if the content of the capsule is liquid, suspension, paste, dry powders, or pellets. to soft gelatin. Kasi nga, lalo nag-liquid like vitamins, your Myra E is in a soft gelatin capsule. Your vitamin E, your vitamin A, nasa sa soft gelatin capsule. And prepared by rotary process. And ang moisture content is 6 to 10. No? Okay. Ano na ba ang liquid? So just a little bit, 5 minutes. So liquid dosage forms. So we have one liquid. The liquid, you know what is a liquid, di ba? Presence of water. Pig po, di ba, ang gelatin, ma'am? So bawal siya. Ay, hindi siya pig. I really do not know. Pag pig, galing ang gelatin. Kasi alam ko from the ano yan, collagen, partial hydrolysis ng animals, but I really do not know if it comes from pigs. My question, so bawal siya sa mga Muslims kung pig. That I really do not know. And then, we cannot really, there's not, the only way of knowing kung saan galing yung gelatin na ginamit sa capsule is from the company who made the capsule shell itself. So, wala tayong choice sometimes. Nakainom na siguro, no? I don't know. Baka, no? Okay, so yan. So, solutions are liquid preparations that contain one or more chemical substances dissolved in a suitable solvent. So, there is a solute in the solvent. So, mixture of miscible solvents. So, miscible meaning they combine together as one phase. You cannot identify one from the other because pag i-combine mo na sila, you see only one phase. Advantages, so homogeneous doses, completely homogeneous, immediate availability for absorption. Why? Because when you drink a solution, ma-absorb na siya right away. Hindi na niya pagdaanan si disintegration and dissolution, right? Admin na siya kaagad. Flexible also because easy to swallow. Diba? Children likes to take syrups. Easy to adjust the dose. Pwedeng 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon. So, madali lang siya. Pwedeng 1 ml, 2 ml, 5 ml. So, yon. And it can be used by any route of administration. So, kasi ang solutions, pwedeng oral, pwede mo rin siyang ibigay parenteral. No? Pwedeng otic, pwedeng ophthalmic. Solutions kasi siya, solutions, hindi siya syrup. Solutions, meaning iba yung solutions, no? Yan. So, how to prepare? Simple, by solution, by extraction, and chemical reaction. So, depende. We discuss this in the lab, no? So, simple solution, we apply heat. We add a co-solvent sometimes para ma-dissolve jud ang API. We agitate it rigorous para ma-dissolve. And by extraction. And solution by chemical reaction. Wherein we mix ingredients so that we get the product. We did this one in the lab. We made magnesium citrate solution for cough, no? So we mix the magnesium carbonate and citric acid, and the product that we obtain is magnesium citrate. So aqueous solutions, water. So this is the one most commonly used solvent. So universal solvent ang water. Alam nyo yan. So there are 6 types of water that can be used to prepare dosage forms. So what are these water? We have purified water, USP. Ano ang USP? Anybody who wants to volunteer? What is the meaning of USP? Wala na nga. Yes? Mission?
USP po, ma'am. United States
Kasi
Pharmacopoeia po.
Okay, United States Pharmacopoeia. Because we have British Pharmacopoeia, we have Japanese Pharmacopoeia, wala pa dyan Philippine Pharmacopoeia. Mabasig ka mo pala makahimo, ha? Himuin ninyo. So, USP. So, purified water. So, obtained by distillation, ion exchange, reverse osmosis, or other suitable process. This has been discussed in the lecture. No, water is neutral. So pH niya 5 to 7. So neutral, no? 7 ang neutral kasi, di ba? Tapos 8 to alkaline. So 5 to 7. So they will use them to prepare aqueous dosage forms except parenteral, ang purified water. So we use purified water when we make syrups, suspensions. So yan. Then water for injection. So this is purified water which is free of pyrogens. What are pyrogens? They are disease-causing substances. So we can obtain water for injection by distillation or reverse osmosis. And this is the type of water that we use to manufacture parenteral products. Kasi sterilized siya after preparation. So pag sinabing sterilized, zero pyrogen and zero microorganisms. We have sterile water, so we have water for injection, sterile water for injection. So this is water for injection that is sterilized and packaged in single-dose containers, which is less than 1 liter. And they are used for sterilized and packaged medications. Bacteriostatic, by the word bacteriostatic, so gi-inhibit lang. So less than 30 ml. So water for injection that contains antimicrobial agents. Okay. Sterile water for inhalation. So they are not used for the preparation of parenteral products. Okay, only katong ganiha. So that again, distillation, reverse osmosis, these are the processes naman, no, na wherein we purify our water. So is there water for irrigation? So kailangan ito i-label talaga na for irrigation use only and not for injection. So like your agua-oxinada or hydrogen peroxide, your borose solution, your aluminum acetate solution. So these are, so in making this product, we use sterile water for irrigation. Then aromatic water, so they are medicated water. So they are clear, aqueous, and meron silang volatile oils or aromatic or volatile substances. Ang gamit ng aromatic waters is to flavor, no, water-soluble drugs. And we also use them for some emulsions or suspensions. We had, I don't know if we prepared, wala tayo na-prepare na aromatic water. But we discussed this in the lab. Pinasubmit kayo. Okay? So these are the processes of preparing your aromatic waters, distillation, solution method, alternate solution methods. So just go through that. No? Douche. So these are aqueous solutions directed against the body part or into cavity. So pwedeng vaginal douche, ang pinaka-common vaginal douche, no? So they are used as cleansing agents or antiseptic agents. No? So usually, they are dispensed in the form of powder, tapos i-dissolve natin sa warm water. Tapos, they are used as irrigation agents na, douche na siya. Enema, so these are rectal. So if douche is vagina, these are enemas are rectal. So usually, we give enemas to evacuate the bowel kay wala nakalibang ang pasyente. So evacuation enemas, or we have retention enema to influence the general system. Pero dito na siya ipaagi sa rectum, no? So example is your sodium phosphate enema, hydrocortisone enema, aminophylline enema. Now, before a patient goes into operation, usually gina-enema na sila para matanggal yung mga laman ng kanilang GIT. Why? Because sometimes they impede in the absorption of anesthesia. No? Kailangan walay presence sa GIT pag operahan. No? Gargles, you know this one. So these are aqueous solutions used for treating pharynx and nasopharynx infection. So we have Bactidol. Ay na lang ng Gordon gargle ko. Mukaila Bactidol. You know Bactidol. No? That is a gargle. Iba ang gargle sa mouthwash. We use gargle if there is infection, treating. No? Ang mouthwashes naman, for antiseptic purposes only. No, antiseptic. In sterile solutions, we have nasal. Nasal refers to the nose, so we give them through the nasal passages in the forms of drops or spray. So we have nasal solutions na atay ka ng kana ganing kung gisip nag-clog ang nose sa mga bata, we give nasal spray. So water lang ay ang solvent ana, no? Or co-solvent. Otic sa ears. Oh, yan, water or glycerin ang kanyang co-solvent. So para to remove the earwax or to treat infection in the ear, we give otic solutions. Ophthalmic sa eyes, no? Ito ang importante, ang sa eyes, ang ophthalmic solution dapat sterile, pyrogen-free, and walang particle na nandun sa solution. Kasi it will irritate the eye if meron. So, may mga preservative din yan siya, and kailangan ang kanyang pH very important. So, yan ang pH, no? Ideal 7.4, but we can play around 6.5 to 8.5, no? So, more so neutral siya because it will irritate the eye if not. Irrigating solutions, so they are used to wash or bath surgical incisions, wounds, or body tissues, di ba? Na isamad, hugasan sa before siya i-dressing, kanang dressing of wounds, we use irrigating solutions. Okay. Nakalagay talaga for irrigation only. And kailangan ang pH is considered in the tonicity. Kasi nga, pag hindi, it will affect the area, no? Okay. I think we will stop. We will continue with parenteral next time and the manufacturing. Wala din ako na-send, no? Ang manufacturing ang ani kanang sana. Pwede ako i-send diri sa chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Diri na lang nako i-send na para no, attach ko diri ha. Para wala din ako siya na-send. Manus na portion. Sige, download, i-ano nyo na lang muna, be, download nyo. Kita nyo na. That's for the
Yes, ma'am.
manufacturing. Sige. Yan ang i-ano ko. Okay, everyone, can you turn on your cam? Kaya mag-picture ko for our attendance in the end portion. Everybody, kabalo ko, nangaon mo while nag-lecture ta. Nangaon ba mo? Or mangaon pa? So, nanatay first part of ano, mga kanang oral. So, next time, another round naman. Hindi na mag-meet mo. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Another one. Okay. Sige, so 34 mo karon. Ay, nawala. Kay 34 na lang. Kisa kay nawala. Check lang na po niya. Sige, so, nangaunta, Carmila. Nagkaon na si Miss Mission. Sige, okay lang gang. Ako, di ko, pero ako may nag-discuss. Ito na ka, Blinda. Minudo? Naday na siya. Wala kita na nga, sani nga, canned goods.
New flavor, ma'am.
Ang sa?
Bago lang ako nakita sa sa TV.
Amo ba? Hello po, ma'am. Would like to ask if you for favor those. Hindi naka-oral ng micro. Later na lang. Later, ha? Sige. Can I give the quiz? DDS? Ano quiz ani? Wala. Maghatag ko quiz karong Sabado up to 11:30. Ah,
PM, ma'am.
11:30 PM, ma'am.
o
Night.
PM. PM. Si Ma'am, na kalimot lang ko si Ma'am, na ano si Ma'am Padilla nga. Sa Kuiper kasi military time. So, dito jud ka mo adto sa 23:30 kung 11:30 PM. 11:30 ra man akong giingon siya ha. Kung 11:30 PM, ma'am, so wala siguro niya mo nga na mali siya. Sige lang. Okay? So, Saturday. Okay, I hope you learn a lot from, medyo okay naman ang inyong oral recitation compared atong micro nga. Kung manatag discuss niya pag oral, no? So, this one better pa next time ha, another round. So, I think next week is our last, this is the last part of your CEE2, right? Tama ba? Ako
Yes,
naman ang
ma'am.
last DDS next week. And
Yes,
exam na.
ma'am. Yes po.
Yung mga na-discuss lang po ang i-quiz, ma'am. Yes, and maybe some na mga ano common things that you have to remember with drug delivery and man-of. But for now, no man-of party katong common lang man-of. Itong lang na-discuss na to. DDS lang talaga. Okay, I think there is no more questions. So we call it a night. So let us pray in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for the blessings, for the protection, and for everything. Amen. Name Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, goodbye everyone and happy dinner for those na nag-dinner pa and mag-dinner pa. Okay, good night.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Good
Thank
night,
you, ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.